Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your January love reading. I pulled the cards to save some time, but I haven't looked at them. So we'll take a look at that. Remember that this is a general reading and it may not resonate with you. And if it doesn't, check out your rising moon or Venus sign in order to see if there's a message there. So your overall romantic love life, the energies in there are new beginnings, rest and rejuvenate, and heartache and loss. So, I think that this is maybe your past energy, that you've had some kind of heartache or loss in your romantic life. And we'll, see what that could have been caused by. And you may just be in this energy right now of just resting from that, rejuvenating, looking back at what happened. You see how he's sitting there and he's looking back at the heartache, trying to figure out what lessons to take from that situation. I also think that it's kind of interesting. He's, and genders do not matter. It's all about the energy, but he's also kind of like dressed a little bit like, a spiritual guide or a monk, religious type of person. And it doesn't mean that you have to be religious, but just really kind of, you may be going through a spiritual awakening. He's definitely like meditating, getting into his intuition, that type of energy there. So you may have come into a different point of view, or maybe coming into a different point of view about this heartache and loss. But the wonderful thing is that you do have a new beginning. This is like the Fool card, right? You're starting on a new journey. And, she's kind of like standing on the world, right? And she's kind of dressed, again, more in kind of like worldly, spiritually kind of clothing. I don't know why that's coming out. I really have a feeling that you're looking at love from a completely different viewpoint for some reason. And you may have, this heartache and loss may have triggered a spiritual awakening for you. And now you may be looking back at this relationship with a different perspective now. I just noticed this, and once again, genders don't matter, but it's almost like the same person, but like her hair is different, right? But they kind of have the same stance. I just noticed that. I think you have possibly gone through some kind of a transformation. And this heartache and loss definitely could have triggered this. Like you had to take some time out. And in that time, you had some type of spiritual awakening. I just noticed this. Wow, my guides are really talking to me. Like around her head, I've never noticed this with this card before. It's kind of like the heavens, in a way. A different sky. Like, I really do think that this heartache and loss triggered this movement into a new beginnings, and it could be a new love coming into your life, but definitely a new perspective of love, or a new perspective of what's happened in the past. Okay, very interesting. Let's get into these other cards. So I have your past position here, present, your obstacle at the moment, advice from spirit, and then your outcome. So let's look at your past energies. All right, so you have the flexible card, 9 of Cups, that's the lovely energy, and the 4 of Pentacles. And, the flexible card talks about not being flexible in your thinking. And especially in relationships. So this could have been you not being flexible in a past relationship, or the person that you were involved with wasn't flexible. And these two cards together, this is kind of like fears, holding on, tightly, right, to the belief systems or something about what your Nine of Cups was. So this is like your pure happiness, right? Like your wish granted. And for some reason, there was a problem with being flexible about reaching your true happiness. Fears got in the way of that, or just holding on to rigid belief systems. And once again, this could be either you or someone in the past that you were involved with. So there was just a rigidity. And with this Age of Aquarius, this person is holding on to the Pentacles, which, represents that earth energy that we're moving out of, right? And just holding on to that. And this is like a lovely, lovely energy, but this is blocking it because there was, once again, there wasn't this flexible attitude about love or roles in love, or timelines in love relationships in general, or your relationship. Okay, interesting. Okay, so your present position is the Rose's Kiss, the World, and the Hermit. Okay, these are two major arcana cards, and really talking about your spirituality. And I'm going to go back to that because, this card really is speaking to me. The Hermit and the Rest and Rejuvenate, very similar energy there. And I think that you are going through a time where you are probably in this energy right now. You're resting, you're rejuvenating from this heartache and loss. But with this World card, and this flexible in the past, I think you're getting a larger world view about love. You're looking at love in a different way. This can also represent, kind of like new beginnings and that type of thing, but you may actually be thinking about renewing this past love. And with the Rose's Kiss, this is where you're having difficulty really kind of like grounding yourself. You may be trying to, but that talks to this again about really being present in the moment, allowing your five senses to come alive, especially like when you're in nature. What do you smell? What do you hear? What do you feel? What is the wind, the breeze on your skin feel like? What smells do you smell? What woodsy smells do you have? And becoming really present so that you can calm your mind and really get into a more of a inner knowing, more into your heart chakra. Yes, you're definitely, if you haven't gone through a spiritual awakening, these cards really speak about going through a spiritual awakening. And you may be going through this right now. Look at how the Hermit is here, and he's looking at the world like he's pulled himself back from this situation, right? Pull your view back from that one situation and looking at love from a bigger picture and relationships. How you fit into those relationships, how you want those relationships to be in your life. Wonderful. Okay, so your obstacle is present power, which means that you're not in your present power. And that kind of comes back to this, because the Rose's Kiss is, kind of a message from spirit to get really present, to have that mindset, to stop as often as you can and just, what do you feel right now? And it really is I just got that, really feel like what are you feeling? What are you sensing right at this moment? And the present power is really talking about like, really getting into your own knowing. Oh, wow, you have the magician. So you have 3 major arcana here. So this is, manifesting action. But since it's in your obstacle path position, you're not realizing that you can manifest what it is that you want to happen. You're not realizing that. You have the ability within you to manifest whatever action or communication, this can be action or communication, whatever it is that you want to happen. Wow, very powerful message here. Very powerful. And especially, I'm drawn back to this flexible card. Like, the flexible, can bend both ways. Like, what action is it that you want to occur in this situation? And I really kind of feel like you're looking back at this situation, like especially with the World card, you may want to revive this situation, but you're having a hard time manifesting the courage to do it or the courage to have this conversation. You may have changed your mind about this situation. Okay, and that probably won't resonate for everyone, but kind of very interesting. This has definitely triggered you into some spiritual journey. So let's look at your advice from Spirit. Distractions. When you're trying to solve a problem, you will often be tested by distractions. I really do get that message that you're really trying to solve whatever happened in the past. And when you get into that, trying to solve it, you're going to be tested by distractions. So let's see what else they have. Eight of Fire, which is the 8 of Wands card. So taking action towards what you want. This is, once again, another major arcana. This is a huge, part of your path, definitely, with all the major arcana. So the Sun card talks about abundance, completing a cycle, taking action to, getting whatever it is that you want. And I think what they're trying to tell you is don't get distracted. Like keep your eye on the prize. I just got that message. Keep your eye on the prize and don't get distracted. Take the actions, have those communications that you need to have so that you can bring this abundance back into your life. I'm really getting, I really do. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll pull some more cards, but I really feel like this is looking back at a past relationship and maybe wanting to renew that relationship. So in your outcome, oh my goodness. So here it is. They're telling you to take action towards your sun, towards your abundance, towards your true joy. This is like what we all want, right? This is everything. It's not just, abundance and love or abundance and career. This is everything. This is completing the cycle. This is completing, a part of your spiritual journey too. Lovely energy. So they're definitely telling you, like, if you take the action towards this abundance, this whatever it is that you want, guess what? You're going to be rewarded. You're going to get whatever it is that, this symbolizes for you. And that'll be different for everybody. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is definitely divinely guided because here you have 2 more major arcana. So you have quite a bit out here. So you have the High Priestess, which is your inner knowing. Once again, you're going into your inner knowing and Temperance. This is, wow. This is you're going on this journey. You're going from this more rigid type of thinking to the Temperance is balancing, balancing out viewpoints, lifestyle choices, You know, like you're going into your inner knowing and you're knowing how to, and I got this too, you're knowing how to balance, you're manifesting, you're going to be able to manifest whatever this is that you want, this sun energy. You're bringing it in. You just have to really stay in there. Don't get distracted. If a distraction comes on your path, you know, like don't allow it to distract you. I also just got the message, don't allow the thinking of others to distract you. Like you know how to bring this balance into your own life and perhaps into this relationship from the past. And temperance also means having patience, allowing divine, you know, the divine will decide when the timing for this. I really am feeling like it's a reunion. You know, when this will occur, having the patience to allow that to happen when it's supposed to happen. You know, I don't like to throw out twin flame too much, but this person is definitely a soulmate, perhaps a twin. You may have had to separate and kind of, you know, work on different issues about relationships or roles in relationships or just love in general, like what it is that you both wanted. But because of this journey, you're going to have a more balanced spiritual relationship. Lovely. Okay, I am going to let's pull some soulmate cards because this is definitely, you know, if it's not twin flame, it's definitely a soulmate, someone that's destined to be on your path to help you to have this spiritual awakening. And they may be having the same spiritual awakening. You know, I'm coming back to this, you know, you're changing. There's definitely a transformation that you're taking that your other person may be taking, but definitely within you. You are transforming. You're seeing things in a different light. Okay, soulmate cards for Virgo. Outcome, results, conclusion, ending. You will get a resolution. And I do think that you know you're manifesting the resolution that you want. And you may not want to get back together with this person. I mean, that's, you know, you have the high priestess. You know what's best for you. But either way, you're going to get a resolution in this. You're going to see the lesson, at least see the lesson that you were meant to learn on this part of your journey. Surrender, detach, trust, free fall, have faith that all will be well. And I definitely see that with these two cards, right? That you're going to have the faith to allow things to work out the way that they're supposed to. You're going to be balanced enough to know that you have to allow the divine to work their magic, because you have a manifesting card. You know, you're put it out to the universe, kind of what you want, and then allow the divine to work for you. And your final one, fall, changes in the air. Your answers arrive in autumn. So I really do think that, you know, you may be separated from this person for a while. You may be spending more time in this rest and rejuvenation type of energy. But don't get distracted. You know, I don't know. You get to make up your own mind, but don't get too distracted with other people that may come onto your path. You know, if this is really what you want, maybe you wait until fall and see how things, you know, outcome. They're telling you you're going to need patience, right? That this isn't going to occur overnight, but the fall is not that far away. You know, what are we talking about? September, October, with the change of the leaves. Oh, I just got that. With the change of the leaves, you'll see a change in this situation. Oh my gosh. I got goosebumps with that. Wow, that's a pretty clear message that I got. Okay, Okay, these are the romance cards. So let's see what you have here. Oh, interesting reading. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And if you think about it, the fall is like the beginning of the holiday season, right? I mean, we start like with Halloween, Thanksgiving, then, the Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. So, you definitely, for me, this card also represents like, don't allow distractions. The nice thing about a honeymoon is you go on a honeymoon, it's just the two of you, right? You're not distracted by work or family, friends, any of those other distractions. It's just the two of you. And a honeymoon is a time to get to know each other, right? To rekindle the passions. And you might get married or I don't know, whatever it is that you want. But a honeymoon really means to me is just taking that time. It's just the two of you, rekindling that passion, getting to know each other, enjoying the bliss, right? Enjoying the bliss. Nice. Okay, let's get a couple more of these. Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. And with the Magician here, I kind of feel like that, right? Like there's definitely chemistry. You really want, that the Magician, is about manifesting what you want, but it also has kind of that a little bit of, not manipulation, but, love potion power, and definitely there's that in your relationship. Nice. Okay, one more. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Yes. I do think that this is, this is definitely someone that's on your path. And I really do feel like it's somebody you already know. And it's lovely. It's passionate. It's energetic. You're just going through a transformation right now. And sometimes those are, difficult to get through. But, if you think about it, the fall is not that far away, right? It'll be here before you know it. Hold faith. Keep the light. Okay, let's pull a love oracle card. Oh, look at this. So lovely. Romance. Cupid's arrow strikes. Oh, you have to love that. You absolutely have to love that. That goes with your passion and your chemistry and the honeymoon. Yes. Oh my. Oh, Virgo, I'm so excited for you. I do think you've had, some of this heartache and loss, but not, by the fall, it looks like you will have, something passionate in your life, whether it's new or this person returning. Okay, let's pull an angel card. This will be your last. We'll close it out with this advice from the angels. And if you've enjoyed this reading, I would really appreciate it if you would like or perhaps subscribe to my channel. Let's see what we have here for your last message from the angels. Surrender. Remain positive about the future of our planet, for all is part of humanity's evolution. There is divine order to all the chaos which you perceive in our world. Nothing will ever truly change until we learn to love and accept all as it is. Lovingly surrender your judgments and expectations, and your life will magically transform. And it may resonate with you about the future of our planet, but I really think that is really just, talking about the future of your love life too. And we've talked about that you have divine order is working behind the scenes to help this come together. And it does say, lovingly surrender your judgments, expectations. That's talking about being flexible. Remaining in that flexible type of energy, staying very positive in the light. And, it says that your life will magically transform. We've talked about that, right? Like you have a new beginning. You are definitely making a transformation and you're manifesting this. I think, by staying in your light, by staying present, you will manifest this change that you want to see, either in your love life or in some situation. Oh, this has been so beautiful. I'm so happy for you, Virgo. And I do wish you all the light, love, joy, and hope in this situation and in 2021. Bye for now.